Hello, what's up, Cozy Book Besties? Thank you for joining in. Uh, I have I have a bit of a problem. As you can see, we have a jar of shame. I'm gonna take the lid off because it's rattly, but I have, let's see the math, 322 unread books.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
Take a moment. That's too many. I have a touch of the TBR expansionitis, and so I think it's about time that we do a TBR takedown. Now, I've seen many creators do this. I've seen it in the wheel. I, in my fun brain, have object object permanence. Object permanence. I need to stop talking and read a book. Object permanence issues. So when it comes to a wheel, I forget the wheel exists, which is fine. I love the wheel. I love watching the wheel. I love deciding on the wheel. What I don't do is remember that everything is still there. So we are going to do a TBR takedown. This includes all 322 books. Now, those are not all physical books. I know that some people do all of their physical TBR to take down. This includes 248 physical books, 29 ebooks between things that I have gotten from the Nerd Fam and from NetGalley. It's 29, so I'm a little behind on those, and 45 audiobooks. 45. Now, I have had Audible for a very long time. I took many pauses, I took many skips, now I am in the every other month so that I am not on Audible Unlimited because there's just one of me and not enough time in the day. I've moved, I've been unpacking. We're finally with like a semi setup that I can use on the floor, but we still need to get through them. I have books that I have had on my shelves for well over 10 years, and I think I am not going to touch those books unless I am forced to touch those books. So, we are going to get into this. We are going to do the TBR takedown. It's going to be great. For the very first draw, I'm a little nervous. It's going to give me something that I hate first. Please be something good. Please be something good. Please be something good. It is. What is it? Immortal Consequences. This is an ebook. Very excited, very delayed. Obviously, this is out now. This is I think one of the very first ones. This might be the very first book that I got off of NetGalley. And I was really excited for it, and then life happened. So this is also going to help me with my NetGalley November for my Hercule challenge. So really excited.
I am I just started Immortal Consequences and I'm up not even halfway through the first chapter and I am sad. What do you mean we're on an in-between? What do you mean we're not on Earth? What do you mean everyone's dead? What? The start of this book, so good. So good. I can't believe I sat on this for so long. I'm really excited to see how this goes. I realized that because I drew an ebook, I didn't actually read what the book was about. And I downloaded it so long ago, so I'm going to read it for both of us because I was immediately thrown when I was like, what do you mean everybody's dead? So, Immortal Consequences. 6 students at Blackwood Academy, an enigmatic boarding school located at the edge of the afterlife, must compete for the once in eternity chance to change their fate or risk remaining stuck in purgatory forever. An unputdownable debut full of hairpin twists, shocks, betrayals, and world-defining love for fans of the Atlas Six. This is a Goodreads synopsis. Welcome to Blackwood Academy, the legendary school located at the fringes of the afterlife, where students are fated to spend the rest of eternity shepherding lost souls. Once a pupil enters the school's arched gates, there is no way out except for the decennial, a once-in-a-decade celebration that rewards nominees who pass its trials with a choice. formally graduate and join Blackwood's magical elite, or venture into the unknown and cross over to the mysterious other side. Ren Lottie is certain that this decennial has what it takes to earn the nomination, unless, that is, her academic arch-rival Augustine Hughes steals her spot. Irene Minette Bamford has never cared about playing by the rules. She's willing to break whatever and whoever stands between her and getting the hell out of Blackwood, including her best and only friend, Masika Salo. Olivier Dupont gave up on securing the nomination ages ago, but after he meets Blackwood's newest student, Amelia Cordova, he'll do anything to keep Emilio from leaving him and crossing over to the other side, even if it means claiming victory for himself. All of them are determined to be Blackwood's chosen candidate, and all of them would do anything to win. But none of them are prepared for what's to come, because this decennial will be different. This time, the decennial isn't a celebration, it's a competition, and there can only be one victor. 6 nominees, 4 trials, Untold Danger, Ren, August, Irene, Masika, Olivier, and Emilio are about to learn there are some fates worse than death. And I remember reading that, and that's why I jumped on it so fast on NetGalley, and then life lifed, and I forgot to read it. So I'm really glad that I drew this. This is really exciting. I did forget it was 500 pages long, so this might take a minute, but that's fine. It is only a 3.73 on Goodreads, and I'm intrigued. I also forgot this was going to be more than one book. So, doing a little reading vlog check-in. I am 17% in. I keep wanting to pick this book up. I'm so intrigued. I think that there's some suspicious stuff with this school, and I feel like it's the school isn't what it seems. Like, it's supposed to be the good people, and they're keeping the balance, and the Demian people are like the evil people, and I feel like there's gonna be some the hand that feeds you isn't always good stuff going on, and I find it a little suspicious that they make a comment of like the only people who get into this academy are 17 and 18-year-olds because their souls are right, and then everyone in charge is like in their 30s. I feel like it's going to be about a manipulation tactic, but I don't know. But I'm so glad that I do this. It's so good.
What is up, book besties? We are back with the completion of Immortal Consequences. This was TBR Takedown Book 1. Words cannot express, I mean, they can, I'm just gonna be bad at it, how amazing this was. This is probably my only 6-star for this entire year. I am trying to rack my brain if there is anything else that comes close to this feeling that this gave me. I was in a reading slump before I started reading this, and this, in the best of ways, almost put me back into one because I just wanted the next installment. I just wanted to keep reading it. So for anyone who doesn't know, Immortal Consequences is a fantasy story about 6 students that are in Blackwood Academy, which is set in Purgatory. At some point, all of these students were designated to be here. They're told that they were destined this entire time, that it was preset in the fates that they would end up at this academy. Not to dwell on it, at some point they all discover that at some point in their lives they crossed to the other side and came back. That is what ties all of these students together. They are all around, they're 17, 18 years old. They make a comment about anyone older than that, their soul is too rigid, too stuck, is not able to adapt to the magical ways of the academy, which is a little interesting because the headmasters of the place all appear to be in their 30s and a little bit older, so a little unusual. But this story is about games and trials. So these students are sometimes here for hundreds of years. while they're in purgatory. This is the afterlife. Every 10 years, they have the decennial. The decennial is a competition. The only way that people can get out of Blackwood Academy is to either go through the forgetting. So after they've been there for a really long time, they start to lose all of their memories. They start to completely wipe out. They lose portions of their soul. They forget who they were in their past life, and they just become this kind of shell of who they were. They get put into the ether and they're to reap souls eternally. And so part of their academic training is reaping souls in general. The only way out of that and trying to get out of that horrific ending of being just what feels like a soulless creature reaping for eternity is to win the decennial. The decennial is every 10 years there's a chosen student who participates, and then if they win, which it sounds like they all do, it's kind of more of a showing of the trial. It's supposed to be the best student that's available. Once they win the decennial, they can either choose to cross to the other side and brave the unknown, is what it said, if they want to pass on to the other side, or they can become an ascended. One of the ascended then has the full access to their powers because they are limited while they're students. They get full access to their powers and they become part of the teachings and the hierarchy of the school itself. The ascended have their own living quarters, they have their own work schedules, they don't have to do any more of the reapings. And so for a lot of these students, they're told like that is the goal that you want to get to. You want to become a descended, you want to have all of your power. On the flip side, other students want a way out of this school and they don't want to go in the descended. They don't want to wait to see if they're that one student every 10 years out of hundreds of students to be chosen for this decennial. Some of them defect to the Demian Order. So the Demian Order is a group um, that has relinquished their humanity and access in order to access their full powers without the use of the academy. They're kind of left on the outskirts. They are this shadow taught you as this dark magic order that's rebelling against what the school is. A lot of the premise of this book is talking about the balance of just the afterlife itself, how the the Demian order and their shadow magic is disrupting that order, and that they need to try and prevent as many students as possible from going to that. This book follows 6 different students: Emilio, Olivier, August, Ren, Irene, and Masika. So 3 girls, 3 boys. They are in a surprise twist. It's not really that much of a surprise. It's not very much of a twist. You're taught from the very back of the book, if you read the synopsis, that this is what it is. All 6 of them are chosen for the decennial. And you get into that very early in the book. And so instead of it being one person going through, you now have all 6 of them competing to be the one ascended. And this book very much feels like Goblet of Fire meets Darker by 4, which if you haven't read Darker by 4, I highly recommend. It is a beautiful book. I cannot wait I need to pick up the second book. It's already out. Gorgeous. I sat on that one from, I think, Fairy Loot for a really long time as well. Regretted sitting on that one too. Wonderful book. But the character development in this is absolutely spectacular. There is 6 different points of view. So not only are you getting the trials by all 6 of them, like every chapter is written from a different one of their perspectives. So you are following the story and following these trials as it flips between each character. Some people do not like multi-point of view. This was done so phenomenally well. Every point of view adds to the story, adds to the depth, adds to the richness, plays into all the twists, the turns, the competitiveness of it. You get the heartbreak of what they're fighting for and why they were here and what's bothering them from their past and still haunting them. And it is absolutely gorgeous. You do not get all of their backstories. There is some really big twists right at the end, which were very well done and very well, like, gives you that like cliffhanger without being a draining cliffhanger that puts you into a reading slump. I cannot recommend this enough. I have already recommended this to my best friends. I have been like, if you have not read this, like, you need to pick it up. Thankfully, they had picked it up already from Book of the Month, and so they have started it, and they are already in agreement that this is phenomenal. So for the first TBR Takedown book, Immortal Consequences, 6 stars. 1,000 out of 10 recommend that you need to have it. I absolutely loved this book. I don't do this often because I'm trying to not buy books, but I now need to find a special edition of this book because this may go down as one of my favorite books that I have read. This may go down as it's definitely going to go down and potentially win out in the best book of this year of 2025. I'm just gonna scream it from the rafters. I've already told people that I work with to read this book. I like sent them in and I sent them the same snippets that I told you guys. Cannot recommend it enough. Please, please, please go read this book. I know some people don't like the multi-point of view. I think often I am in agreement and I don't like the multi-person point of view. It was so well done, guys. It was so well done. The storytelling was good. The world building was good. The magic system is good. I don't know what to say. I feel like I've said it. 1,000 out of 10. Like, please go read this book. Please go read this book. Tell me what your thoughts are below. If you hate it, tell me what your thoughts are below because this is a community and we should be able to talk about things that we do and don't like. If you know other books that are like this, please tell me. Please tell me if you've got recommendations like this because ugh, I don't even know. But all that to say, I am so happy with how part 1 has gone of the TBR takedown and knowing that there wasn't a way that I would have picked this book up anytime soon if it wasn't for this game. And I am so grateful and so excited. And so we are going to keep going. So join me next time. This is a really short episode. I may potentially do a couple books at a time in future TBR takedown episodes. Let me know if you like them shorter, if you want them to have multiple books at once. But right now I'm also trying to complete a lot of things for Herkia 2.0. So I'm kind of mixing this into that reading as well. But with that said, that would take our countdown to 321 from 322 and takes one of my ebooks off of the list. So it's from 29 to 28. So that's really excited. I'm kind of moving through a couple other books. I also found some other books, so the number is going to go back up, but that will be in the end of the month recap. And we'll get some final numbers at the end of the month whenever I go through my full November reads for that. So anyways, if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. Please hit the subscribe. I will continue to do this series. This is part 1. Cannot wait to see you for part 2. Thanks, guys. Bye.